probably just a contrast on the TV set.
Yeah, I gotta report that to Elijah.
You don't have the remote, we can change it right now if you want.
I don't have those stuff, but should be heading up here, so. It should be Apple Factory Yes. Yeah, it should let you through. Yeah. But I just gotta report this so he knows. Hey, Tony. Yeah. I'm just waiting a few minutes. I just need to make sure this gets recorded. So. one more minute, and then we'll probably have more people slowly wandering and such. But hopefully it's a fun class. I kind of took my time putting this together. I put in some videos that hopefully everybody here should be very familiar with. And if not, then I'll just have to do better. But so this program has been going on for probably about over a year now. I teach the other program, Digital Nomad Lifestyle. So this is the opposite, right? Like this is the program where people don't travel, you get to stay home, you get to do your routines, all those things. And most people like that, right? They love their nighttime routine. Digital Nomad, you're traveling, you're out, your routine is different, and that's probably why people get scared. So this one right here tends to be a little more fun. People tend to come here because they want to just see the AI stuff. But for tonight, this is about social media, and I will tell you, this is a topic that for a lot of people who know me, it gets very contentious because I have preached doing social media for a long time, and then I get all the excuses why they can't do it. Oh, my child is sick. You know, I have to go take my dog to the vet. You know, my car is dirty. I gotta go take care of this. And it just keeps building up, and until one day you're just like, so when did you do your TikTok? Oh, I'm not a dancer. You know, I can't be doing that every day. And then you find out 2 years has passed by, and somebody's account has already hit 1 million, and you're still thinking, should I do social media? Yeah. So tonight we're going to cover some people who just hit 1 million, and it's going to make you mad. So, but hopefully he comes back here soon. But yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I just don't want to make sure I don't want to get in trouble for that. That's why I just got to make sure that gets recorded. But the live stream should start at 6:05, and so it is already, that clock is not working. So we got one more minute, and then we'll get right into it. The videos I picked out, again, like I said, hopefully you know these people. They've been doing social media for a very long time. And in fact, many of them have quit social media, they've come back to social media, then they quit again, and then they came back because social media, in case you didn't know, makes you a lot of money really fast in very different ways. Right? So, alright, I think it's 6:05, so we'll probably kick it off. So, to put you in the right mindset, I kind of put some things together because I hear this all the time, right? And that is, it's not about going viral, it's about just showing up consistently and authentically for the people who need what you offer, right? And that's really what social media kind of comes down to, is just making sure you're there. You don't have to be everywhere, you just need to be somewhere consistently enough for people to find you, right? If they know that every Monday at 7 o'clock you show up in your live stream on Twitch or your Reels or whatever, they know they can find your information, right? And that's what's important. The other part is most people don't fail social media, they just quit before it gets interesting. You know, how many times have you met those persons who are just like, I did it for 2 years, never got past 100 subscribers, I'm done. I quit, I throw in the towel, I'm finished, right? And they're just like, it's over. You know, it didn't work, nobody wants to watch me, I'm over it. So it isn't a magic trick, it's just a habit, and habit builds that trust, and once you build that trust, then guess what, the audience finds you. So my name is Chris, I've been doing this for over 2 years here now. I've been started off with Digital Nomad Lifestyle, and I do that every third Monday, which was last Monday, and I do this every fourth Monday. And so I build teams for people, right? Because you need somebody to help get you to where you need to be. I don't know a single rich person out there who does anything by themselves. Who here thinks Bill Gates still books hotel rooms? I don't even think that man knows how to book a hotel room, right? Okay, so if they know the importance of building a team, then my question to you is, why don't you have a team, right? If every actor out there who is super famous has a team, and the only reason they're famous is because their PR is working for them night and day, their management is working for them night and day, why don't you have that for yourself, right? So I provide AI training courses now just because everybody loves AI, right? And it's just getting bigger and bigger, and we're gonna cover some facts about AI later on that hopefully you don't know about and will shock you. So let's keep going. So, as always, you just heard from me, now I want to hear from you. So we'll start with you, name, and just follow the blue box.
Gotcha. I'm Jake Moore. I am from Austin, Texas. I'm currently in College Station doing graduate school. I am here to to learn more about AI and using social media for my potential future ventures. I don't currently post. I use AI for school assignments, not to cheat or anything.
No,
Just help get ideas and
Okay,
stuff.
right.
And then I'm not at the point right now where I'm using social media for either of my ideas.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just need to learn more about it right now.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Next.
I am Brandon Owens. I'm the founder of Damon, which is AI-powered
Is that
animal
your cousin to
companions.
Devin?
No, it's like little daemons.
Okay.
They're like
Yeah,
little companion animals for kids. I also have a couple of wineries and a brewery out in Fredericksburg.
Nice.
And so I'm posting all the time on social media, using AI all the time, but none of it seems to really gain a lot of traction, and I'm kind of in a rut of just posting similar stuff all the time.
Sure. Sure.
My pain point right now is I'm building a team, so
Okay.
that's fine.
Awesome. Great. I appreciate it. Thank you. Next.
Yeah, I'm Raphael from France,
Okay.
and yeah, what I want is to learn a little bit more about AI.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using it every day at work. I'm
Right.
as a data engineer, AI engineer, and I used to use AI for work correction, listen to my code,
Okay.
and yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Casey. I'm from New York. I've lived here for the last 4 years. I'm starting my first business. It's an e-commerce business around side sleeping, boyfriend, girlfriend replacement pillows,
Okay.
you know, all of that. And I'm here because I just made my first ad and I'm very curious about how to scale that, how to make founder first content, and also interested in things like Twitch streaming and developing community that way and selling to an audience.
Right. Okay.
And I use AI for my day job all the time.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Great.
Yeah, my name's Scott Thompson. I'm a product designer and here in Austin, Texas.
Alright.
Looking to start my $1 billion solopreneurship.
That's what we all want. That's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna be the first one.
Alright. Perfect. Next.
I'm John. I'm from Minneapolis. Been here for about 3 years now. I've been to this event before, so very helpful. Everything that Chris has shown us, and I would say I use AI a lot for summarization of articles and stuff. I also use it for like email replies and just like quick tasks.
Okay.
I don't use a ton of social media in my own life, but I'm looking to use more of it. So that's sort of like my goal is to figure out more ways to use AI for social media.
Okay. Cool. Great.
Well, my name is Michael Halliburton. I was born in Jamaica via New York, Florida, and now I'm here in Austin. I'm working on transforming tenants into investors, giving them that 60% of their rent every month. AI, I use AI to fact check stuff, you know.
Okay.
And social media, not that much. That's why I'm here, trying to get some pointers. Pain point, nobody seemed to want 60% back when they pay their rent. They rather just pay it out to the landlord. So.
Good. Alright, next. Yes.
My name is Abdullah. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. My team targets 75% of households that can't afford to buy a house today because the interest rate is too high.
Yeah.
We do it through our matchmaking system that connects buyers directly to sellers that are willing to finance the deal directly to them. We use social media, yes. 3 things we use AI for: AI caller. We do a lot of AI content.
Okay.
Just no emotion. That's what we're trying to get around right now.
Yep. Okay.
It's so robotic.
Right.
And just automating 70% of the statistical content for our LinkedIn and TikTok and YouTube.
Nice.
Pain point is just honestly the marketing team. I've probably looked at 7,000 applications in the last 2 months. It's been rough.
It's
been rough.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Alright, we'll start up here.
My name is Shanti. I've lived in Austin since the 90s. Currently, I am revamping and refocusing on my photography business and my fractional virtual assistant, executive assistant business. I I have been using AI really only just over the past couple of months for the first time. One of the things is kind of repackaging my business and company based on my skill sets and experience, and really kind of using it to figure out what it is that I'm offering again.
Okay.
I'm about to post on social media for my photography business. I've been doing it for 20 years, so I have like a ton. So it's like, what is the strategy and how am I rolling this out?
Okay.
Pain point is just, this is like another relaunch, because I'll go get long-term contracts and then I'm like, wait, I really wanna be doing what I love to do, and
Right.
kind of switching back and forth and being in that like startup energy again.
Nice.
So looking for, fulfilling it again.
Great. Thank you. Yeah.
My name is Anthony. I'm from Boston originally. I've been here about 10 years. I lead a front-end engineering team at a digital security company.
Okay.
Came to this event because I'm starting to kick around some ideas for maybe start my own business.
Okay.
And being technically focused, everything outside of that is new to me. So marketing, social media, just trying to immerse myself.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks.
Michelle, I'm just visiting Boston at the moment. Originally South African, but live in Spain.
Okay.
I'm a men's coach. Strange, I know, women, but there is a demand.
Yeah.
Got onto TikTok.
Okay.
I thought it was just for the kids.
Right.
And the dancing stuff it was going about.
Yes.
Not true.
Right.
Started in March. I've got 133,000 followers, which is great. So this stuff does work.
Wait, you said it works. Oh my god. Whoa.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing is the revenue's inconsistent.
Yeah.
So I'll have like a bang month and then a bust month, which is amazing. But my main pain points is the team.
Right.
I'm still deciding whether to outsource to VAs, because it's a lot of work.
It is.
Like the scripting, the filming, the editing. Or the dream is to get AI to do it, which I think would be pretty magical.
I mean, there was a new tool that kind of just came out today that kind of does it all, but.
Yeah, like, anyway, tell me, like, I'm here, just let me know, because I just want to be out there ready serving my clients. So.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Welcome. Yes. Next.
My name's Jeremy Fremont.
Okay. This one's probably better. That's great.
I'm from South Dakota, live here in Austin as of now. I've been
Okay.
here for about 5 years. Working on hiring right now a chief AI officer,
Ooh, I like that.
and focused on EMEA expansion, so
Okay.
mainly the E part of EMEA, so just
Alright.
Europe.
Good.
We have a digital agency. We focus on digital transformation for enterprise clients.
Okay.
And how often do I post on social media? Nothing. I got rid of all my social media accounts like 6 years ago, and I have no intention to go back. But I'm still here to learn and see how AI is being used in social.
Okay.
Because business has social media, but I just don't use it. And
So
then
are you trying to grow a business, or what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to leverage AI within our business more.
Okay. All right. And you need.
I just was checking this out. I like different
Sure.
events at
Good.
Capital Factory, and I've seen your event come up a couple different times. So I was like, hey, I'll come, and there's always
Nice.
cool people in Austin, so just meet and greet people and learn something.
Okay.
So go with an open mind.
All right.
I'm Ben. I'm from Austin.
Okay.
And I was brought here by Jeremy. I didn't even know this was happening. I just bumped into him in the elevator, and he said you should come to this thing, and I was like, okay, cool.
Good.
3 things I use AI for. I've mostly been using it for content automation.
Okay.
So like last week started using the new ChatGPT agent, super
Okay.
impressed with that. So just started using it to handle random tasks.
Yep.
Social media for the business. I haven't been posting lately. I used to post daily on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Okay.
So booting that back up for our go-to-market for a new platform we're building. So that should start in the next month or so.
Okay.
And then a pain point, I mean, pretty much anything AI I'm interested in, because it's basically me and one other guy on the software company, and we're gonna try to scale it with pretty much 0 employees. And we'll hire if we absolutely have to, but we'll see how far we can get without it.
And who remembers how much Instagram was bought out for with the number of people they had on their teams?
It was like $1 billion, but I don't remember the team.
How many? 13 people.
Yes. Wow.
Yes. Yes. All right. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Evan Rivera. I'm originally from New York. I've been in Austin here actually about a year. I just launched my own startup a couple of months ago. It's called Resby AI. I'm helping job seekers get hired by infusing AI into that whole end-to-end process. What brought me to this event? I've been coming to Chris's events for some time, actually, before I even launched my startup, so I learned a lot of things from Chris. Now that I've launched, I'm coming back, and I use AI for everything. I built my whole business using AI. Social media, I've been off social media as well, actually, my personal social media for about 2 years now, which is crazy, but I'm looking to jumpstart my social presence through my business.
Okay.
So that's primarily what I'm looking to automate everything. I'm a one-man army right now. Yeah, that's
So he was here when I did the SaaS class, when I showed people how to build an entire SaaS thing in class.
I use that to build.
Yeah.
I built the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think when everybody took that class here, they were just like shocked at how fast AI moved.
Yeah.
And I will let you know that Marvelism has already pivoted.
I saw that. I was gonna chat with you about it.
So Marvelism is no longer doing SaaS, they do AI agents now, which is crazy to think because now Lovable does that, right? And if you've ever used Lovable, you'll know that they are notorious for putting branding into their coding, which is kind of making people mad. So, yes, next.
My name is Grant Cadis, originally from Oklahoma City, been in Austin about 10 years, working on a couple things. So have one business is short-term rentals, doing property management for people as well as managing our own, and then another business is in cybersecurity, so kind of working on a managed SOC kind of application right now. And so those are the two things working on. I saw this event come up. It sounded interesting to learn some skill set. I'm more on the technical side, so I was hoping to learn some more on the soft skills as well as on the marketing side of things, and especially with social media. Three things I use AI. I do programming with it. I'm a programmer, but I also use it for programming. I use it for problem solving, strategizing, ideas, things like that, assigning probabilities to the most likely cause of issues that come up in our business. And I use it also for like automating guest reviews and message responses to guests, that kind of thing. I do not post much on social media for the business, so that's why I was hoping to come here and learn more to try to drive some more direct bookings and kind of increase brand awareness. And a pain point would be marketing, I'd say.
Okay. All right. And then in the back. Yes.
Hey guys, I'm Danger. I moved here after B school from New York. I just trying to learn more about the AI tools. I currently use AI as a thought partner. Recently started using some of the agents for modeling.
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm Luka Malkovic. I'm from like small country in Europe, Montenegro.
Okay.
And I'm constantly traveling. I'm the founder of the software development company for more than 10 years.
Okay.
I have like 30 employees in Europe, and most of my clients are in the US. I have a lot of clients here in Austin, Texas, and I'm constantly traveling from Europe to US like 2 times per year.
Okay.
And yeah, we are using AI a lot right now. AI completely changed entire workflow for my company. We are using for our developers. We are actually double the income, double the revenue this year just using the AI on all our projects. I'm using them every single day, more than 5 hours per day for sure.
Right.
And it's definitely a really big revolution. It's speeding really fast, changing. I'm in the industry for more than 10 years, and I see different kind of the trends like a blockchain, like Internet of Things, all other things, but it's not similar to AI. AI completely changing the things. And I see, for example, in my background, people that lose the job because of AI, and I know people that are actually double or triple the amount of money they are making right now, and definitely, yeah. And right now, I'm also foreign investor in US real estate. I'm starting a new fintech company using the AI to develop them with my developers, and yeah, it's definitely AI. It's here to stay. It's like the same like the internet. People like 20 years ago told that internet will be like trend for just few years, and then internet will disappear. internet will never disappear. It's the same with AI. AI here, it's here to stay.
Right.
And it's definitely changing everything. It's like I'm the child of technology. I can never have any kind of a normal job. I just drop out from the college, start my own company. I can never spend like one day working for someone else. And this is the real revolution. I know one of my best developers. I speak with them like 5 years ago, and he told me, oh, AI cannot change the developers.
Right.
And then now they are using AI all the time, and AI right now, I think, making 80% of the code for my company.
And then I think Cursor just released like something on their social media about they do 30 billion lines of code a day now, so around the world. So
but of course, you always need to be also careful with AI. I'm, for example, big fan of SEO and content marketing, but in that field, you can use AI, but actually you need to be really smart. AI is actually multiplicator of something that you are already in. If you are smart enough with AI, you will be like 10 times smarter. But if you are stupid with AI, you still will be stupid because you do not know how to use the AI.
Right. And
that's my opinion.
And that note right there, this is a book I brought, The Last Human Job, right? It is a book. I know it looks old, but for those that still read books, this is a real thing, right? This is a real problem. And there's a video that actually was made a long time ago about, the last human job on Earth. For some people, they will always think their job is safe, and that means you just don't know AI very well, right?
Yeah.
It is replacing white-collar jobs at a very fast rate. But yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. So for the person who just sat down, you get to take the next slot and answer these questions right here. We're doing introductions.
Cool. My name is Sai. I live here in Austin, but originally from Wisconsin. And I am trying to work on a couple different things. Project in India for a solar inverter plate for schools, and then tying education to it. And then also geothermal projects in the US. And so kind of more in the energy space. And I just thought, I might as well try to network and see what else is out there in the scene.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Next.
Hello, Sash, I know Chris.
Oh yeah.
Last 2 years, I've been coming to his events. So I'm from Austin. Currently I'm into real estate investing, and also I invest in small tech companies. I already invested in a few companies through ABG. Currently I'm using AI for learning new things, maybe finding new deals, and whether they're good to buy or not.
Okay.
Kind of things, and I'm here to learn new tools, what is going to be here.
Perfect. Great. Let's dive into it then. So I just covered some solopreneur news. We're going to go through this kind of quickly, but this is just some highlights of like what are some articles coming out. So the future is solo. So obviously AI is creating billion-dollar one-person companies at a faster rate than we expected. AI agents could give birth to the first one-person unicorn, but at what societal cost is that going to be, right? And you can take a picture of this if you want to look at these articles later on, and how to run a successful one-person business. If you've never read the book, The $1 Million One-Person Business, I would highly recommend you read that. She wrote a ton of business articles, and in fact, that's why I started this course, because I found out nobody really knows about that book, and yet most of that book was written here in Austin. The surge in one-person million-dollar businesses, the rise of one-person businesses, and redefining success beyond scale, right? What you're going to learn in a lot of these articles is that AI is now starting to slowly replace certain people in the teams. You will still need certain humans in the loop, but for the most part, they are able to scale a lot faster, right? Now that we have Anthropic releasing new tools to build remote teams for you, it's changing how everything's operating. In fact, there's some companies now that actually put AI agents as employees in the company. And they have managers assigned to them, and they do their jobs, and the manager comes in, the human manager comes in later on just to check in on how their work is performing. If you're looking for ideas still, 14 one-person business ideas you can start with, and how to become a solopreneur, right? The future of one-person businesses, trends to watch, and what is coming around, right? It may not necessarily be a physical product. It's probably going to be a service that you're going to offer. If you look at Peter Levels, he's very good at building the anti-startups, right? He has Photo AI, which is a very basic entrepreneurship startup, which is you go in, you upload some photos, and your output is a professional headshot, right? You pay a one-time fee, and then you're done, you get your picture, right? Very simple business model. And he's built like multiple of those who all make 6 figures very easily for him. So, and of course, Sam Altman's bet that somebody at one point is going to build that $1 billion business, and it's supposed to come around in 2026, according to Anthropic's CEO, right? So these are just some highlights because I know this is kind of not the news you're looking for, and it is going to happen, right? So let's keep going. So the mindset of a solopreneur, it's you and only you telling the world to pay attention to you and giving them a reason to care, right? You have a dream. You know, 9 to 5 sometimes gets in the way of that dream. And so you have to teach yourself without anybody else telling you the skills you need to get there, right? So for some people, it's hard to understand that you can work for yourself because you've always been taught to get a 9 to 5. And at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, it's only you that you have to answer for, right? Like, if you didn't get 5 new clients, why, right? Why did that not happen? Was it you were lazy? Did you not get out of bed in time? Did you not make 40 phone calls? If you follow Jeff Bezos' rule that he had from the early 90s when he started Amazon, anybody know what his rule was for like the first 7 years of Amazon? He made 40 phone calls before 9 a.m. That was it. Hey, do you know what's going on with that?
I don't.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're aware of that because yeah, that was his rule. Was when he was starting Amazon was I make 40 phone calls before 9 a.m. and then I have breakfast, right? And then that's how he started his day. Anybody want to kind of explain what that does for your business besides 40 contacts? It ensures that throughout the week you have somebody to talk to, you have a meeting, you have something going on, right? Otherwise, if you're not making contact with anything, what are you doing, right? I've met so many tech people who they will sit in an office and build and build and build, and then they will wait to say, I need it perfect before the world can look at this. And what is the general rule of thumb now? You build in public. What does that mean?
Test your product.
Right. But what does build in public
Research.
mean? Yes. What else?
Validation.
Yes, but what else?
Create MVP.
Market.
Build in public means that you're streaming yourself building everything you're doing. You are building in public. That means you put your camera right here, you turn on the live stream, and if it's 2 people watching you build your company, it's 2 people watching you build your company. And in 3 months, it's 10 people watching you build your company. And in 1 year, it's 30 people or 100 people watching you build your company. Guess what? That's 100 eyeballs you did not have to go look for.
Sorry, Chris, what does that actually mean in the real world?
So you're working at your computer, right? And you're going to put a GoPro in the corner and you're going to live stream yourself working. And you're not going to get any views for a long time, right?
On any platform, you say?
You can do Twitch, you can do YouTube, you can do whatever, like TikTok. But you're building in public because you don't have to do marketing anymore because those people are already watching you. And if you keep doing it, what happens? If you live stream everywhere at 9 a.m., what happens? Anybody want to chime in?
Build trust.
Yes, what else? You're looking for one answer, by the way. What
Visibility.
Yes, what else? You're telling the algorithm where you are at 9 a.m. That's all you're looking for. If you're telling the algorithm that, hey, every morning at 9 a.m., I am right here, you bring me the audience that is looking for me. This is why you do social media. Because once that algorithm knows who you are and what you do, it will do the work and find the audience for you. So guess what? You don't have to start your clock anymore. But you also have to know how to tell a story and get others to believe in you. So let's keep going. So most people think social media is dumb. And I get this all the time. So in this, what you're about to watch, I'm not going to play all the videos, but some of them I'm going to give you just enough information for you to get the point. So hopefully, the sound works, right? So maybe you're going to get burned out. Maybe you're skeptical of everything I say. And some are just not going to know where to begin, right? So with that, just start.
About 5 months ago, I did something I've been thinking about for a long time. I bit the bullet and started making YouTube videos. Since that first upload, I posted a new video every week. Some did well, some flopped, and I spent way too much time obsessively refreshing the YouTube Analytics app, hoping for that breakthrough moment. I watched so many videos from new YouTubers trying to understand how the algorithm works, and quickly realized everyone's experience is wildly different. So I thought I'd share my journey. right on the cusp of becoming monetized, this is my time capsule from this point in my YouTube journey. Who knows, maybe I'll revisit it someday if I'm lucky enough to hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm naturally an introverted person. I love spending time alone on woodworking projects or going down endless YouTube rabbit holes. Over the years, I've watched countless small creators grow their hobby-based channels, and the idea of giving it a go myself started to take root. Now, people who know me wouldn't expect me to start a YouTube channel, so I decided to do it quietly, without telling anyone, no expectations, no pressure, just to see what might happen. I knew I wanted my channel to focus on woodworking, workshop projects, hand-built guitars, and the occasional tool review to keep things varied. My first video was a review of a new mitre saw I bought. It's awkward, clunky, and just not great. But it's still there because everyone has to start somewhere. Feel free to check it out if you want to feel better about posting your first video. I shot it on my iPhone with a built-in microphone and minimal editing experience. As an introvert, putting myself out there felt like a huge leap, but I hit publish and nothing happened. Views trickled in, no likes, no comments. It was honestly a bit of an anticlimax. But I kept going. After watching advice videos, I realized consistency was key. I committed to posting weekly and started documenting a guitar build. Again, nothing happened. But something unexpected started to change. YouTube gave me a reason to prioritize my woodworking projects. Life often gets in the way, but by committing to weekly uploads, it meant I was carving out time for what I loved. Of course, building things for a channel comes with challenges. Time in the workshop, editing, voiceovers, thumbnails, it all adds up. But I stuck with it and eventually things started to pick up.
Alright, I'm gonna stop right there. So what are the things that you noticed?
Consistency.
Consistency. That's literally what every single major influencer will tell you in the entire world is, as long as you're consistent, it does not matter what you are doing. That algorithm needs to know who you are first before I can give you an audience. If you do not give consistency, it has no reason to help you, right? And you started off small, and just like I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to post for a long time and nobody's going to watch your videos. Because the algorithm has no idea who you are yet. But once you start feeding that algorithm, guess what? Now it knows what you do, right? And if you do that, well, now you're building an audience. So, mindset reset. Top myths that I always get from people are, you're lucky, right? You're beautiful, you're perfect, right? That's why people are watching you. The truth is, it's just showing up, building trust, and using the system, right? You can automate this now. There are AI tools now that can literally knock out videos after videos after videos. And how many people out there do that, right? People don't buy from silent brands, they buy from people, they connect, right? How many times have you watched a YouTuber who you know you don't have to say who they are, it's a guilty pleasure, and you're watching this late at night, eating a bag of Cheetos, and you're like, this is so good. I shouldn't be watching this, but I love their stuff, right? But then you turn around and say, but I don't post on social media. But you just proved it worked, right? My program brought everybody here tonight. Why? Because you share a common theme, grow one-person businesses with social media, which increases my audience, and that's why so many people here know who I am, right? So, let's keep going.
YouTube literally changed my life in 4 months. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why that happened, how it happened, what I did to make it happen, and how you can make it happen for yourself. Let's go back to March of 2024. So a year ago, my name is Rob. If you're new here, welcome, it's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, welcome back. A year ago in March, I decided to make a go of this YouTube thing. I had a channel, it was over 3 years old, and it wasn't going anywhere. It was dying, in fact. I hadn't made a video in months. I made, I think, 7 videos in the previous 20 months leading up to last March. But I knew I wanted to do this. I wanted to do YouTube. I had been kind of studying about it for 3 years. I started my channel in January 2021, I think, is when I posted my first video. Yeah, I started with a bang. I think I made 9 videos that first month, and then nothing for 8 months, and a couple of false starts. Anyways, the long and short of it is, by the start of last year, the channel was going nowhere, but I decided I wanted to make a go of it. I didn't want to just be a freelancer the rest of my life, which is what I was doing, and I was good at it. I was making good money, but it was a lot of work. And I wanted to move from making videos for people to teaching people how to make their own videos. Okay, so that was kind of the catalyst for me. So in March of last year, I needed to come up with a plan. Okay, and the plan was make 3 videos a week and 1 live stream every week. And if I could do that and promote my live streams from my videos and promote my videos from my live streams, if I could do that, then I would grow. That was the plan. Now, I actually started the plan in January, but it took me a couple months to put everything together. The biggest hurdle for me was how am I going to make 3 videos a week? That's a lot. The live streams are kind of easy once you do them. I mean, it took me several times to get kind of comfortable doing it. And when you first start live streaming, you're not going to have anybody watching you, so you're live streaming to nobody. But that's okay. Just have something ready to demonstrate. But the 3 videos a week was an issue. It's like, how am I going to make 3 videos a week? That's a lot. It took me 20 months to make 7, right? So what I did is I had to come up with a framework for my videos. And every video was to have the same framework. I had decided I was going to teach people how to edit videos, not necessarily from start to finish, but more individual little things to how-to videos. So every video was going to have like a demonstration in the middle, but it was also going to have an intro and it's going to have an ending. Every intro I wanted to be less than a minute. And in that minute, I wanted to announce what I was going to show them in the video, but then I was also going to plug my own live streams. Okay, I would tell everybody that every.
All right, so I'm gonna stop right there. So what do you notice so far? Like, is this an audience for age range that you would even watch? Right, most people will think that his age range is like, no, I'm too old. Like, there's nobody's gonna watch me. There's no reason anybody's gonna watch me. But guess what? There's an audience for everybody, right? And he's just showing you something simple. So he does this full time now. He makes a good 5 figures a month doing this. Does he have 100,000 subscribers? No. Right? But you don't need 100,000 subscribers to make 5 figures a month. Right? But he can now say he does this, right? And just like I said before, and just like he said, nobody's gonna watch you in the beginning. Right? Because the algorithm has no idea who you are. And you're gonna be talking to nobody for a long time. Right? And you're gonna live stream every night at 7 p.m. and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, this is stupid. It's not going anywhere. And you're gonna find out you're going to give up, and you're going to move on to something else because you're going to tell yourself, I need a job and I need to make money, and I need to get serious with my life, right? So if I jump ahead a little bit, let me see if I can find it.
Was ready to record. I could just hit record on the camera, record on my screen, record on my audio, and record. And it was very quick. And as long as I kept my videos relatively short, then I could do these 3 videos a week. So
now he created the system. He said, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make a system and I'm just going to post. And I'm going to put them out there and the algorithm is going to start to understand every Monday at this time, I'm going to post a video and it's going to start to find that audience. And every Wednesday I'm going to post and it's going to find the audience. And every Friday I'm going to post, it's going to find the audience. And he keeps doing that, right? And that system is the same system you're going to have to create. So we're going to get into that later on as well. So I'm going to keep going right now. So we're going to picture it. 1965 St. Louis, you want to make a movie. What do you need? Tell me.
Camera.
Script. Okay. Let's keep going. What else?
A lot of people, all the technology are really old. During that time, it's really hard to record something.
Yep.
In entire city, you have just a few studios only for like professionals. If you are on the TV like 10 years ago, you are famous. Right now, everyone like with a phone with $100 can make the video and everything is affordable for huge audience and everything is cheap at the end of the day. But of course,
But
only labor cost, but technology is really cheap and really
So I need a lot of physical film, right? I need a film lab that processes film, right? I need a crew. I need filming locations and permits, right? I need lots of industry connections because if I don't have any connections, I can't make a movie, right? I need a sound lab, right? I need to know somebody who knows sound. I need a studio that will invest in me and provide resources. That's why you hear about the golden age of contracts in Hollywood studios. If you don't have a contract, you can't make movies. Distributors who want your film, theaters, right? Because the system was separated. Before that, it was studios and theaters together, and now they're separated. And now you need to have a studio or theater that's going to be like, yes, we want your film. and marketing to let people know about your movie. Costume designers and props, and happy audience to tell other people to watch your movies, right? That was a very different time, right? And the success of all of this is to do what? To get your next movie deal. But now, just like he said, what do you need? Phone, lights, computer setup, mics, video editing software, social media accounts, right? So, AI is changing all of this, and it's becoming faster and easier to produce things. In fact, I'm about to show you something that's probably going to also make you mad. So again, because that's what I'm here for. And it's something that hopefully motivates you to understand you need to start doing this, right? Social media platforms are discoverability engines, right? If you understand distribution, you understand that YouTube is a global distribution system, and it is free to use. Before that, the reason why I gave you the 1965 example was, if you wanted a movie distributed, guess what? You had to go through channels to do that. And if you did not have those connections, you were not a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Nothing. Building an audience now means that you will have a future revenue later on. Right? You're not working for yourself today, you're working for your future self in 10 years. That's who you're working for. So, let's watch this.
This kid became a millionaire at just 16. The most you've generated on even one account is roughly $600,000. Here's how.
$600,000 at 15 years old.
Yeah, I did that when I was 15.
So break that down a little bit. How do you actually do it?
I create content on celebrities, on news. I make satisfying videos as well. And I just create engaging videos on unique stories every day. And we just pump like 10 videos out a day on multiple accounts.
What was your parents' reaction to you making $600,000 at 15?
And they didn't believe it was real. They thought I faked the numbers on my screen, but they think it's really insane.
Is it possible to show us some of the numbers on your phone? Because you know, people are gonna be watching this like, ain't no way this kid is making this money.
So in 8 days on one of my shows, I've made 40 grand so far in September.
And you're still in high school?
I just dropped out like 3 weeks ago.
So, let's break it down. What was he creating again?
Videos.
But what? Yes, side-to-side videos, right? News videos, celebrity information, right? Does he need to be in the videos?
No.
They're all Facebook videos, right? How did he discover what to create? People like to listen to celebrity gossip, right? People want to see the news, and he dramatized it, right? So why not, right? And one of the growing faceless topics out there is courtroom dramas, right? Police chases, all this stuff. People love watching those things, and it gets the views up, right? And how many times did he post? 10 times a day, right? Most people here would look at that and be like, yeah, I can do it. But say you're not thinking about it as a business, he is. And because he's thinking of it as a business, he has a team that does that for him, right? So he sits down and says, we have multiple channels, we produce this number of videos a day, and because of that, he's a millionaire. He's serious about his stuff, right? So he had a system in place to get that going. And he built a team to make all that happen. So we'll focus on just Facebook and YouTube just for a little bit. Why? Because most people know Facebook, most people know YouTube, right? So why would you use Facebook? What is actually the biggest thing on Facebook right now that drives your business? Yes?
Facebook groups, that's the only thing. Facebook is right now for a little bit older people, but it's actually the best social media in terms of like you are always with like your first name, last name, and it's actually really popular for different kind of the groups. And it's like Austin real estate, young professionals, when you find the apartment, and that's the reason why Facebook still exists.
Right. And the other thing to that is Facebook pages. I think I've met so many people who have Facebook pages for their businesses, for their groups, for their meetups, everything, right? Why? Because one, it's free. You can go in and set it up, and it's public facing, right? It's not connected to your profile, but it's public facing, and that means anybody on Facebook environment can go in, follow, comment, like, do whatever they want, and respond. And because of that, that drives traffic to whatever else you're trying to do. If you have a newsletter, they can subscribe to it. If you have a YouTube video, you can post it in there, and it drives more traffic, right? And that's how that whole system works. So now, because of that, Facebook and YouTube are connected. And so you have a pre-post checklist, which is, why did you start your business? Who do you want to reach? And what type of content do you enjoy watching? And is that something you want to produce the same as well, right? What you enjoy watching may not be what you want to post. And what is your weekly creation rhythm going to really start to look like? For everybody here, it's going to look different, right? it may be the case that you're not trying to target people here in the US. So your posting schedule is going to be very different if it's an international audience. So, what type of ads should you use? And this part right here, you'll probably use later on, but I added this in just because it is part of the whole ecosystem, right? And of course, we all know paid ads, right? Do they work? Yes, they work. That's why they do that stuff, right? I've seen people go from a simple $5 budget on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff to, hey, it gets me 10,000 impressions for $5 a day. I'm gonna do that, right? And I'm gonna keep doing it until my videos get more and more views. And then I'm gonna turn that into $10 a day, $20 a day, until it starts getting me revenue going, right? If you're just starting out, that's probably the simplest way to get the impressions. And then of course there's native advertising, right? Appears next to social media searches, and it follows a natural flow. We've all seen this before. You're watching a video, and then all of a sudden the YouTuber just starts into and I just want to let you know about this product. Here's what we're doing, and that's part of a advertising campaign. And then branded content. How many times have you all watched videos where like a brand sends them something, they unbox it, and they're showcasing it, and that's part of brand marketing, right? And content marketing is literally posting content about your business and making sure it's consistent. So, what is your social media marketing strategy, right? What platform do you want to focus on? Not everybody's going to use the same thing, right? Everybody's going to have a different place.
Right.
So because of that, you have to really think about, where do I want to go? Who do I want to target, right? The best one in terms of algorithm usage is TikTok. Why? Because that algorithm is so perfect that within about a week or so, it can find out who you are and who it needs to target, right? Because of that, when you start posting, it knows what audience to bring to you. And this is why when you hear about like this TikToker got so many impressions and followers in like 2 weeks, how did you do that? Because the algorithm is so good at what it does. So if you post about legal issues, it's going to go find people who are having legal problems and pair you up right away, right? Instagram is just a beast to deal with. It is such a huge market that if you can crack the code on it, your audience will skyrocket. So what's the way to get into that audience? What's the fastest way to grow on Instagram?
Ads.
Ads, but what else?
Reels.
What else?
High quality content.
Yes.
But depends on the service that you're selling. For example, if you're doing, for example, nails, nails it's perfect for Instagram. Depends on your product. But if you have the restaurant, the most important thing is actually Google My Business and reviews. Every single business is different. The golden rule is you need to be where is your clients. If your clients are on Instagram, you need to be on Instagram.
That's right. Yeah. So everybody here has not posted or said the one thing I'm looking for.
Live?
That's right. Why is live such a powerful tool?
Immediacy.
Yeah, but what is it doing in the platform?
It's telling the algorithm where you're going to be at.
Yes.
Consistently.
Right, but what else?
It's notifying everybody.
That's right. It notifies every single person who is following you, subscribing to you, that you are now live. If I make a post on Instagram, it does not do that. Like even if you're a follower, even if you're like watching their stuff, it's not going to notify you. But if you go live, you get a notification, hey, they're live. Right? That drives that audience engagement. And that's the same for TikTok, that's the same for YouTube, that's the same for Twitch, right? You now, all those other platforms. And how often will you post, right? Everybody here has a different schedule. You may look at LinkedIn and like, hey, I gotta post 20 times a week, and I need to do it when people wake up on Monday mornings, and I need to do it on Tuesday afternoons when people are at lunch, and I need to do it Thursday mornings. Again, it's all based on your business and how you're gonna look at that. But the point is, it has to be consistent. Otherwise, you are literally fighting the algorithm, and you're not helping yourself, right? And again, the time frame. Like, is your audience really American that you're targeting? If so, post in the evening when everybody's going home relaxing and looking at their phones. If your audience is not American, post when they're going to bed and look at that time frame, right? You may have to work in the mornings to target the ones that are going to bed in the evenings around the world. So, a basic content creation system, right? This is simple. Use AI for AI generation. We're all doing that right now, right? I'm sure everybody here is late at night, 10 o'clock. I need the best 10 ideas that'll make me a lot of money. Don't tell me you haven't done that yet. Okay? And batch it. Batch all those ideas and say, I need you to take these ideas and now I need you to batch everything. And from that batching system, you're going to create clips and post throughout the week. Right? So your Sundays or weekends should be devoted to creating that content, right? Now you can take that content, batch it up, and then spread it out throughout the week. okay? And then repurpose it. How many times have you seen somebody who made a podcast 6 months ago, and now you're watching clips from it again? And they just cut everything out, right? And they're just looking for like clickbait stuff. But it drives the views, right? And because of that, you're gonna need a solid video editor at some point to really help you with this stuff, and a good producer. So, here's what a schedule should look like. It should not intimidate you. Don't worry, we'll get to AI. I know that's what people want. So this is the hard stuff, right? This is what a typical work week should look like just for social media. So Sundays, I always say, devote that to your student time. Just go in, knock out your videos, get everything going, and then sit down, and if you want to, do your stuff yourself, and get used to it before you can give it to an editor. And then look at the schedule, like, hey, 3 posts across LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook in the mornings on Monday, 2 posts on Instagram, TikToks, 2 posts for YouTube. There's tons of programs where we have scheduling, or you could just go into each one and just schedule it yourself, right? Is this a lot of work? Yes, it is, but that's the point. So, let's keep going. So, picture 2005, YouTube comes out and you want to make a video. What do you need? I guarantee you're not going to get this list. I know what you're thinking, but I don't think you remember what 2005 is. We need a computer.
1394.
Webcam video.
We need an internet connection.
Whatever it was
We
called.
need a web browser. We need a webcam. Okay? Notice anything?
No phone.
That's right. Really wasn't phones right around then because the picture quality was so bad. I mean, we had them, you know, but it was very different. We had video editing software and an idea for a video, right? And now you have to go out and do it yourself. That's hard, right? Camera on your phone if you were lucky to have one. So, and a cable to transfer from your phone to the computer. You had to make sure it worked, and then if it worked, you were happy. So I'm going to introduce you to somebody who was doing this before most people did travel videos, and if you know who this person is, kudos to you.
My name's Louis Cole. I make daily videos of my life and global adventures. I'm currently in the Mayan ruins, Tulum, and this has been my year so far.
What does adventure mean to me? Leaving the predictable routine, pointing the sail to the wind on a voyage to the unknown.
Spending 2 days on this island.
Plunging into a world beneath the waves, creating the best stories and flooding the world with memories. A wanderlust quest, discovering the hidden gems and searching for magic. Because going on an adventure is no longer a fantasy. Taking a leap of faith that just maybe your life will change forever. Not losing momentum, not letting your feet touch the ground.
I finally arrived in Nairobi, Kenya.
Learning about real joy from people who have nothing. Not being a tourist, but a nomad, an explorer, a global citizen, floating above the rest of the world and beholding the beauty of its natural wonders.
We kind of got the van stuck in the sand. Come check this out.
What does adventure mean to me? Knowing your glass is half full, cherishing your friendships.
We're off to Stonehenge because it's the summer solstice tomorrow morning.
And taking every opportunity to celebrate life. Finding belonging in a wider community and family. Journeying together, encouraging each other.
Yes.
And marvelling at the relics of once great empires. Knowing this is a journey, not a destination. This isn't about escaping life, but about not letting life escape you. Jumping in feet first, trekking to unspoiled, uncharted lands, off the beaten track, facing fears and embracing Mother Nature. Experiencing the full spectrum of life, from the beating heart of our modern world. The city rush and race, to a tranquil paradise. Mysterious ancient civilizations and the things that lie beneath the surface. Visiting cities that straddle continents and standing at the gateway to the city of dreams.
These caves were made 1400 years ago and they were carved out of the solid rock.
What does adventure mean to me? Letting your light shine to liberate those around you, and being inspired by the storytellers and people who share your passions.
There you go, the White House.
Being enriched by that which has shaped our world, seeing beauty from the smallest creatures to some of the titans of the natural world.
This tree right here is the largest tree on Earth.
Visiting enchanted kingdoms and experiencing fascinating cultures, making unexpected friends.
Right at the Food Tube Studio. How's it going, Jamie?
Learning new skills, teaching new skills, and holding close those who mean the most.
Guys, I think we need to get out of here.
Soaring above the clouds, venturing into the wilderness, learning the rhythms of life, and riding the waves. From the depths of the ocean to the mountain peaks. This is a chronicle of my year, but only one chapter in a lifetime of adventures. Now it's time to look away from your screen and imagine, how will you live your adventure?
Now this is the part that I'm going to make sure I emphasize. He's been doing this for over 15 years. I mean, this video is over 9 years old. And when I remember the day it first came out because I was teaching a business class then. And because he's been doing it for so long, guess what? And this is the part that you need to remember. All his videos that he's made still makes him money to this day. A video he's made 12 years ago still gets views, and because of that, he still gets a paycheck. This is why you do social media, right? Because Stephen Graham has said the same thing as well. He's like, I made videos 5-7 years ago that I still get a paycheck for, right? If you're still trading your physical time for money, you haven't gotten it yet, right? And that's why social media is so important, because it allows you to go and create content that you have no idea at what point something might happen in the world, and everybody goes and watches that video, right? And that video might spike again, and you get a huge paycheck again, right? Because it matches with what's going on. So, what's his business model? This is the part I need you all to start thinking. How does he make money besides what I just told you? Yes, go ahead. What's he selling?
Just creating a content for, let's say, entertaining content like news and something like that, you actually do not have a business model. You actually rely on like advertising. On the YouTube, you're earning a little bit of money, and then you're doing like a marketing and promoting other people's businesses. And then you're receiving just a small amount of money because you do not have something to sell. And most of the YouTubers are constantly searching for a business model to sell something. Clothes, hats, and then constantly trying. If you already have a company that's making the money, and then presenting that company to the YouTube, it's really good because you bring in the new clients and new business to your existing company and making them more money. And of course, business model is the most important thing in online business.
Right, yes. Anybody else?
He's selling an experience.
Yes. His numbers are huge, right? And because of that, everybody wants to be in his videos. And because of that, he's collaborated with everything. He can go anywhere in the world and somebody will have a free room for him to stay in, and he will always have a hobby, right? That's power, that's influence, right? I would trade that over being a millionaire, right? If I can go to any place in the world and know that like I have friends waiting for me, there's a warm bed, there's a warm meal, I would trade that for being a millionaire. What's his marketing strategy? Would you buy anything he sells, right? Would you join him on a trip, right? He's collaborated with Yes Theory many times. He's made documentaries. He's done all kinds of stuff, right? He's been everywhere in the world. He can go anywhere and walk into a cafe, and more than likely he knows somebody in that place. And because of that, this is why I show this, right? Because this is how you need to start presenting your ideas for how you're going to do social media. So tools and templates, right? So some real examples is you have one hook, you have one story post, one call to action post, one behind the scenes, and one or why I started video, right? The guy who I just showed you, like why I just starting YouTube, right? That is somebody who most people would never expect to be on YouTube and be successful because the age group that he caters to, most people wouldn't look for that, right? You're looking for like the latest trends, you're looking for a cool video to watch, like what's happening in a music video, but yet his audience supports him. He makes 6 figures already doing that stuff, and it took him consistency to get there. So you have tools now, Buffer. Who uses Buffer or knows about Buffer? It's been around for a long time, right? Buffer is just a scheduling tool for social media. That's literally all it is. You're just paying for a service where you can go in, put everything there, and just stacks it, batches it, and it'll post it, right? So because we have AI, now we can use ChatGPT, Jasper, Complexity for idea generation, right? And many people have done that. Hey, I need you to go on YouTube, look at all the trending videos, and tell me what I should make for my business. And it will go in and watch every single video, and tell you what you should do, right? That gives you an idea, it doesn't mean you should, right? So, but you have an idea generation to know, like, okay, how can I put that up to trend at least? You have CapCut, yes, go ahead.
Does the scheduling post, does it affect I guess the outcomes or the feedback from the videos at all? Just a curious question about that.
So in terms of like your content that you're posting, let's say we switch to like LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
If you're scheduling LinkedIn stuff, you're either looking for the morning when people are just getting into the office, or you're looking for lunch breaks, or maybe something in the evening where people are going home and checking up on colleagues, right? That might be the case if that's what you're looking for, right? Because you want to keep it consistent, and you know that if your audience is, let's say, manufacturing for aerospace defense, you're going to look for a very specific time frame during the week, or maybe in the season, and that's what you want to schedule.
And once you find that time frame, just stick to it per platform.
Right, and then just ramp it up, right? Like there are people out there who, they will post 50 times a day, right, on LinkedIn, because they need that generation, right? But what also drives the content on LinkedIn? Does anybody know? It's commenting. Like once you get a lot of comments, right? How many times have you seen somebody post something that says, hey, I have this full guide for you, and if you like and comment and say this, I will send you my free guide, right? That drives the algorithm to realize, man, this person has so many comments, it must be important, I need to push this out, right? But they just know how to play the game, that's all they're doing, right? So now we have CapCut, we have Canva for design and editing, and CapCut is just filled with AI tools now. Like there's just so many AI tools in CapCut that you can go in and just like, hey, remove all my ums in my conversation. Hey, take out this object right here, go do this. Hey, I didn't like the way I said that, can you change this? And now it looks as if you just said that, right? So, a long time ago, we could not do any of those things. Now, it's just at our fingertips. So, from followers to clients. Very simple thing. Create content that builds trust, not just likes, right? Like I said, you're gonna post and nobody's gonna watch it. And you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna get angry, and you're gonna be like, why did I come to this class? I paid all this money, and this is ridiculous. Okay? But here's the example that I give, and that is, here's what I learned helping a client do X. DM me if you're stuck on something, and we'll have a chat. How many times have you watched a video? It has maybe 1,000 views, 10,000 views, right? If there's an ROI of 10%, did that video win? Did he get his return? Absolutely. And social media really messes up our understanding of numbers, because if you have a video that has 100 views, but an ROI of 10%, is that a good video? In YouTube world, your video sucks and you need to take it down. But to you, you would love to have 10 paying clients right off the bat. So do numbers matter? No. You're just looking for an ROI of 10%. So not all videos are going to make sense. They just have to make you feel something. And that's important. I know you watched a video where like, I love whatever they're doing, I'm going to donate, or I'm going to purchase this. So, I hope you know this video, because it is a very famous video.
To the haters, the doubters, my 7th grade vice principal, to everyone who's ever told anyone with a dream they can't, this video's for you. Keep your head down, follow the rules, do as you're told, play it safe, wait your turn, ask permission, learn to compromise. This is terrible advice. If I were to write an autobiography, a book about my life, one title that would work would be Do What You Can't, because that idea encapsulates everything I've ever done. Like when I wanted to move to New York City and my dad was like, you can't, you don't have any money. Or when I first said I wanted to make movies and it was, you can't, you didn't go to film school. I want to have a TV show, you can't, Casey, you're not pretty enough. And to go even further, like if I were to characterize what this new generation of content creators and filmmakers, what we all do on YouTube and everywhere else is, we do what we can't. You can't be an action movie filmmaker, but you get your parkour friends to dress up like video game characters, jump off some buildings, and you can. Right, Devin? Yes. You can't have a talk show, but you have a webcam and you can. It's not beautiful bastard. What?
This is my first YouTube video ever.
Next thing you know, you're interviewing the president.
I heard that you're going to be out of a job soon.
Maybe I'll start a YouTube show.
That's what I'm thinking.
You can't fly around New York City on a magic carpet, but get your electric skateboard, some PVC pipe, great outfit, give Jesse a call, and you can. What do you think?
This is so dope.
You don't need gear, you don't need trucks or a crane, you don't need some big expensive camera rig that never works. When you're a creator, you don't need someone in your ear telling you what you can and can't do. What you can and can't say.
I accidentally did the shocker. Oh my god.
They call us gamers, influencers, internet famous.
What the fuck does that mean?
But we know something they don't. You can start a blog or a makeup channel. Or travel around the world with a gigantic piano playing in beautiful places for interested people. When you're a creator, all you need is your phone, an internet connection, and a good idea. A story you want to share, something you need to say.
Confidence is within yourself.
And the rest is history. If you do it right, you get to quit the day job. Make friends from places you've never been. Meetups, collaborations.
It's just 2 boys and 2 video cameras.
A life moving so fast and so full, you won't even have time to process it. So to my fellow creators, I say, keep creating, keep doing the work.
Hey guys!
And never forget, you don't have to listen to anyone, because in this new world, no one knows anything.
Hi,
The haters, the doubters are all drinking champagne in the top deck of the Titanic, and we are the fucking iceberg. Do what you can't.
I hope you know that video. That was a video he made for an award show when he came out. And this video is more than 10 years old. And everybody should know Casey Neistat. And if you don't, please seek help. So staying consistent and avoiding burnout is the key here, right? Like that's what you need to take away from all this stuff. And I guarantee you there's still people in this room who are like, cool, that's great, I enjoyed it, I needed some time to kill, but social media is not good for me, right? And you're gonna find out very quickly that social media is not going away, and there are gonna be people out there who are going to use AI to grow a major following, and it's all gonna be done automated with very little human touch to it. And you're gonna turn around and be like, I should have done social media. But you're gonna have to figure out, like, you know, it's something that you have to want to do. Otherwise, it just feels like you're gonna burn out, and you're gonna feel like nobody's watching me, nothing's gonna happen. And let me tell you this: you may not have a big following here, but somewhere else in the world, you probably are very famous. And that pocket of the community that you're famous in is all you need to keep going, right? So as social media just says, just post, right? So this is the part right here. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but that's just important to understand, and that is.
Today's vlog is going to be dedicated to talking about an idea. I hope you find that interesting. Very cold, very early, very dark run this morning. That run this morning, that run in the freezing cold, that was at 6 o'clock this morning. That is 6 6 in the a.m., I was up outside running in the freezing cold. It is currently 9 p.m., 9 o'clock at night. Tomorrow morning, I also have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. But I didn't shoot a vlog today, I didn't shoot a video, which is fine, taking days off is fine. But I shot this morning, which meant I started something. So if I didn't do a vlog today, it would have meant starting something and not finishing something. And in my book, that's not okay. Someone who starts something and doesn't finish something, that is a loser. Someone who starts something and always finishes it, that is a closer. One of my favorite movies is called Glengarry Glen Ross. Here's a quick scene.
A, B, C. A, always be B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Yeah, I tattooed that on my arm. Last week I talked about that Voltaire quote, perfection is the enemy of good. And what that means is you can never let your desire for perfection prevent you from finishing something that's good. Because to finish something, even imperfectly, is to learn from it, and then you can move on and get closer to perfection. These fundamentals dovetail nicely with my passion for YouTube. Prior to really embracing YouTube, I always considered like my filmmaking, the content I made, to be precious, and perfection was imperative. And how that actually manifested, what that actually meant, was I just didn't make a lot of stuff because I always had that excuse to fall back on. And in embracing YouTube, and more specifically, giving myself this daily mandate to upload a video, it has forced me to abandon this idea of perfection, this false idea of perfection, and instead forced me to focus on productivity. And that, in aggregate, over time, has made me a much better filmmaker, has made me a much better storyteller, creator, all of that.
Alright, so he goes into the Pareto principle, which is basically 80-20% rule, right? If you've done business school, you know, like 20% of your efforts make up 80% of your wealth and all this stuff. But the idea though is like, if you're going to start this, make sure you finish it, right? Like start a project, do all those things. So I'm going to tell you something that these major agencies in LA teach young social media influencers that are starting out. Guess how many posts they need to start off with on social media a day for Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok? What do you think the number's at?
8.
How much?
I don't know, 8.
Right. Is that for Snapchat or is that for Instagram?
Let's say Instagram.
Okay, so Instagram, it is around 20.
20 a day.
20 a day, right? And these are young influencers between the ages of 13 and 17, okay? Who wants to try Snapchat? What do you think the numbers are that these agencies tell their clients?
25.
Anybody else? 100. Very good, that's correct. 100 a day, okay? They have to hit metrics, they have to hit numbers.
They are almost like a story, it's not like a real post, right?
No, yeah, it's just your life. It's everything that people want to know about, right? And for a lot of people here, if you're over 30, what I just said makes no sense. Right? Because most people here think that why would anybody want to watch me wake up? Why would anybody want to watch me brush my teeth? Why would anybody want to watch me get dressed or go to work or do any of this stuff? Anybody over 30, that just makes no sense to you, right? And yet they have millions of followers and you have no one. Right? There was a influencer who just signed with an agency. They went from no presence whatsoever on social media in March to hitting 1 million just like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the same, like a lot of famous YouTubers actually recording themselves playing the games.
Yeah.
And I'm always considering why someone watching other people playing the games.
Right.
So stupid.
Yeah.
But they are watching all the time.
That's right. And that's why these esports tournaments things, you will notice more people would rather watch them play these competitive games and pay good money to see this, just the same as you would watch a football game, a boxing match, anything like that, right? It's the same principle. But it's also the fact that I've learned that this stuff is when you watch somebody who shows their whole life, hey, where did you buy your shoes? Hey, where did you buy this product, right? And all of a sudden the brand deals start coming in. Why? Because they're posting 50, 100 times a day, which most people here would just be like, I don't have time for that. I I have stuff to do. Like, I need to make money, I need to go to work. And again, you're thinking like somebody who's over 30, right? And there's a big difference there, right? Because when you're under 30, your life is social media, at least if that's what you're trying to do, you know? So, and this all goes back to building in public. I have watched people live stream on TikTok, their office, everybody working. And you know what? People watch that. Don't ask me why. People watch that. And then I also see people who live stream construction sites. I don't know if you've seen in Austin and East Austin late at night. There are people out there who drive around, and I kid you not, there was this guy who set up the back of his truck. He has a lighting rig, right? And he live streams on TikTok, just driving around in East Austin talking about what goes on in the city. And that guy has tons of followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it builds an audience, right? Because guess what? Even 2 years later, if he wants to sell a product, he has an audience to sell to that supports him. All right, so I'm going to see how well y'all know Austin. What happens almost every night on the corner of 2nd Street and the Butterfly Bridge next to that Italian restaurant? What?
The owl statue?
No, the Butterfly Bridge. Right, 2nd Street and Butterfly Bridge.
There's a lot of homeless people that are there. And there's people that are getting you to teach you about the Bible.
Oh my God. Okay. I thought I was talking to people from Austin. So, yeah.
You like the pedestrian bridge?
The one right there next to the Central Library?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's called the Butterfly Bridge, right? So right there is an Italian restaurant. And almost every night there's a girl that I watch. She comes in and she sets up a TikTok live stream and she plays the violin. Right? And she does that, and she's been doing that for a very long time. And it's beautiful music, right? And people stop by, they tip her, all these things. But what is she doing?
Making money on TikTok.
She's making money on TikTok. And she's building her audience. And guess what? She gets tons of outreach because she's from Austin. I don't think you understand how powerful Austin as a backdrop for social media is. But she gets invites for all kinds of concerts, jobs, things like that. And she makes money, right? Because she's consistent. And that's why, right? Who knows Ryan Trahan, right? He's awesome, right? He grew up here and he made tons of videos, right? How many times have y'all seen him go on South Congress shooting a video, right? And you see him doing his stuff, right? And then he posts his video and millions of views. But it wasn't always like that, right? It was not always like that. So I'm going to show you a small video.
If you were given
This is the part that you need to pay attention to because I guarantee you this is why you don't do social media.
task right now to go and talk to camera, there's a good chance you might feel a sense of dread. Thoughts might come into your brain like, but I'm awkward on camera. I just don't know how to express my ideas. I hate watching myself back. Even worse than all of these, I would love to, but I'm just not talented. People often dismiss the YouTubers and the public speakers as natural or born good at talking on camera. And this is quite frustrating. See, when I first started talking to camera, I literally didn't have any talent at all. Look at my first attempt.
Hi, it's Tom here, and I'm just doing my first video blog. I'm basically just trying to do this, being myself rather than kind of acting.
So this got me thinking, what if I got somebody else and transformed their ability to talk to camera in just 30 days? Hi, I'm Thomas, and when I'm not playing music and making films, I like to help other people learn how to make better videos and also improve how they talk to camera. I've just moved to London, which is where a good mate of mine lives called Matt. Matt's 32 years old.
So I'm going to stop it right there. If you notice in the video, he did what to promote himself? He talked about what he did. That was his hook, right? So now you know what he does, now you know what he sells, and this is what he does for people, right? So he brings in his friend Matt, who's awkward on camera, and he says for 30 days they're going to talk to a camera. Who here thinks you can talk to a camera for 5 minutes straight and still be interesting? Only one hand went up, 2. All right? Exactly, right? It is intimidating, right? So imagine talking for 7 hours, right? I know these influencers who literally do 24-hour streaming challenges. Why do they do that? Because their numbers go up every single time they do it. And that is why they do it, right? And they do it every single night. And for some of you, you can live stream yourself cooking, you can live stream yourself cleaning, and for everybody above 30, you think what I just said is weird.
Yes.
So I'm going to point out age is a huge factor in this, right? Because your mindset is what's preventing you from doing this. So the 30-day challenge is talk to a camera and see if you can just get 5 minutes. And you're gonna find out just how hard this stuff is. And yet you've been watching YouTube how long in your life? So now we're gonna get to final stuff, and that is take your phones out and see if you can post something about today. I'm challenging you, right? Just post something on social media right now and post it. So I'll give you a mission, and that is tag 3 people, right? And see if you can get some type of traction. I'll wait. And this tells you who the people are who are serious with social media and those who are still thinking about it. Yes.
I have a question. Do you have a perspective on the risks of AI-generated content if you're scheduling certain things and you're trying to gauge how authentic your audience wants you to be? If there's some pushback, do you start making more authentic content, or do you just go full into the AI-generated content totally fine?
So I would definitely say, like, if your audience is a certain, certain demographic, right? Have AI analyze all that stuff, and then go in and generate based off of that, and go in and have previous content that's seen before, and say, like, take everything that you've seen here and generate 5 different types of posts, and look at that yourself and see, like, yes, this makes sense, and based off of that, because that's way it's not random. That way it's not just out there. You can go in and just have it do research, and then this way it gives you something that keeps you safe though. If you're trying to be different, have it go in there and be like, hey, what's something that they want to learn about that nobody's talking about, and then see what you come up with. Yes, you had a hand up?
Yeah, can you explain the encourage tagging on it?
So the tagging part is where you add a friend, right? Like at somebody, or like at Capital Factory, or at Austin, or something like that. Like something you're tagging just to show like who you want to reach out to and let them know this is what you're doing, right?
So people or businesses, basically?
Anything, right? You can add Capital Factory. If you're using Instagram, they should have an Instagram account. If you're using Twitter, you can do at Twitter. You can do all your stuff. And this is how you can get that engagement going, right? And this is where you're going to start to figure out, like, is this something I can really handle, right? Because social media does change lives, as you've seen, and it is a big thing to do, right? Because if you're not doing these kinds of things every single day, and I don't know how long you plan to be around on Earth, but social media is not going away, like I said. And if you go in 5 years, you didn't build that audience, and AI is replacing jobs, what are you going to do to make money? Yes.
I have a question kind of off of this question.
Sure.
I'm wondering about if there are projections that you have with like the dead internet theory, where there is so much AI content generated automatically,
right?
And where to shift the focus while still creating AI generated content to keep up.
Yeah. So because we know more and more AI content is going to be out there, we're going to have the situation where like most of the stuff you consume is all just AI generated. Right. And it's going to get to a point where somebody made the theory of we're going to switch back to human creators, and we're going to prioritize more of that stuff. That's going to be more special content all of a sudden, and people are going to want to watch that more, which is weird to think about, right? Because we're already doing it right now, and yet we're moving to a shift of only AI. And so the dead internet theory is more or less like, what is it? The internet traffic right now is like 60% bots, and the rest are humans. And it's just going to get worse with AI, right? So very few stuff of what we do is going to take over the internet, right? Because AI just moves so much faster than we do. And that's why we have books like The Last Human Job, and that's why there's a video on the internet by The Guardian, The Last Human Automated Job on Earth. I showcase that in a lot of my videos because it is coming, right? Like WALL-E was not a cute little Pixar animated movie that people think it was. The producers have been very clear about that. It was a warning, right? And it's going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen after that. But if you're not building an audience and you don't have traction and you know AI is replacing jobs, what are you going to fall back on? Sorry to be a doomsayer.
But being a creator is about saying something. So whether you're doing art or you're writing, you're trying to get something across.
Yep.
And if you're just a slave to the algorithm and you're saying, I've got to film myself doing stuff 24 hours a day, and you're just generating this slop. So whether it's AI slop or it's you're the slop because you're just, I'm going to record this thing, I'm going to, all these videos. It just seems to me that it's causing these things like the dead internet, or there's just going to be so much garbage out there that,
So you have the two ways of looking at it. You can do what the kid did, and that is you generate content that drives traffic, right? And you're not in it at all. It's just Facebook's videos that just drive traffic and interest. And you cash out, and you get your millions, and you go live in your nice house, and you're done, right? And then just put it into a nice index fund, or you can sit down and build an audience and go with that, right? You have many ways of looking at this stuff.
Right.
It's either, are you trying to cash out, or do you want to build an audience?
But what you're showing here is you're showing the winners. I mean, how many losers are out there that I'm sitting here every day generating this content?
I would probably say the losers are the ones we don't know because they stopped.
Well, yeah.
Right? I'm not able to show them because they stopped. Right? Because they're not there anymore.
They're too busy making excuses.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And this is why I make the delineation of, if you're over 30, you're not happy about social media. Right? When you're under 30, it is a very different role to you. It's like social media is there. You know you're supposed to do it.
Then, how do you know when something fails? So like in software, you have the concept of MVP, in that you're trying to get a minimum viable product so that you can get it out there and test it to see if it works. And that's kind of how the software industry works. Hey, I'm going to just sit here and I want to be a social influencer like this guy and just keep generating videos and videos and videos. I mean, I guess you have a number and then you eventually say, okay, I give up. I've been doing this for 3 years.
But if you make that your job, then why would you be complaining, right?
Yeah, but if you make it your job, and it's just.
I know, but I think you grew up in an age where you have to have a job, a title.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that I don't think we can support all these people that are out there generating this stuff, and that not everybody can be super successful.
But who's paying these people?
I agree with him. I think it's a textbook case of survivorship bias, right? You really need to find a unique value proposition in order to build it.
Right. Yeah. You're not gonna find it just talking about it though.
Right.
You gotta keep trying. That's the thing. But you gotta keep chipping away till something fucking works.
Right.
And then once something works, then you do 10 times that, and then you do 10 times that. There's no like rule book. You're not gonna be able to ask ChatGPT to make you a billionaire in 12 months. You gotta sit there and fail 100 fucking times.
Right.
And just be a psychopath until something fucking clicks.
But also you don't have to be the next Casey Neistat with like 5 million followers. I mean, to me this overlaps with a lot of things you hear about people talking about, like SaaS companies and how to build in the era of AI like a business, which is you don't have to be the Google or the Netflix. Like there's only a few of those, right? But what a lot of people are talking about now is like niches, like find your niche.
Right.
You can find a very specific niche of like a passionate following, and you can get 1,000 followers that will pay you X per month for your content or your product. That's enough to make a living. So you don't have to be the next social media influencer with millions of followers. You find your niche on woodworking or all the other, cooking or exercising, right? You get a certain amount of followers that follow you. That's probably enough. You don't have to like win, you know what I mean? You just have to be like good at your niche.
So let's go into that further. And then one of my past classes that I taught was this guy who met this lady who makes $17,000 a month. For those who remember that story, do you care to share what she did?
Knitting.
That's right. She made little videos about how to knit, right? But where did the money really come from? It was selling the custom pattern design. It was the one-on-one sessions that she offered, right? She doesn't have a big following. She's not looking to be famous, right? But she makes $17,000 a month teaching people how to knit, right? Is she a developer? Is she a back-end developer? No, she's not trying to do that. And yet most people here would love to make $17,000 a month in income, right? So again, it's a niche thing that you're looking for.
And I don't know who that lady is, but the thing that jumps out to me is that she's clearly passionate about knitting. So not only will she make videos on that topic, but now she offers like custom patterns or classes. Like she's doing the thing that she loves and making money, like with her niche. So she's not trying to be the next big influencer.
And that's the same for piano lessons, it's the same for guitar lessons. Like, how many times have you come across people's YouTube channels or Instagram accounts, and they're teaching you how to play guitar, right? You sign up for one lesson, cool, great. They get tons of lessons all the time, they're making 6 figures, they live a solid life, right? They're not trying to be Taylor Swift. But guess what? Social media allowed them to do that, and because they posted, they have that audience.
I have a friend, she's one of my closest friends from childhood. She has the world record for the world's longest continuous subathon, like live stream on Twitch. And she's been doing it for 10 years. She was on the cover of Washington Post recently. Like, she's finally gotten a lot of traction for doing this very niche thing. And I think, like, to your prior points, it's her consistency that people can expect her, but also, you know, people who aren't on a, you know, a schedule, or they need something to listen to at any hour of the day, or driving their truck, you know, those types of things. Unfortunately, she's not selling anything, but she is, you know, selling subscriptions and making a lot of money on Twitch. But it really is about that consistency over the last 10
Right,
years.
and that's all that matters.
She has like a major living wage from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've met a lot of people who do that, right? And they're just consistent. And then I meet the people who push back on that and say, is that a real job? I'm like, I don't know, she's a millionaire. I would say it is. Yes.
I think at the end of the day, I think it starts with one, right? That first viewer, that first person that invests in you, that builds your confidence, that builds your trust with the other person. And once that happens, that will become a ripple effect, and it'll go to the next person that they share their experience with you. And then that just cascades into multiple opportunities for you. And I think that's really what social media is about, and also business, right? That one LinkedIn post can reach out to millions of people that way. So.
And for some who's really dived into the world of solopreneurship on YouTube, there are people out there who will lock themselves into a room. There's a video that says, I locked myself into a room until I got 1 million followers. Bullshit. Right, yes.
Okay. I love numbers, and I love using numbers to not waste my time. So there's like a million things that you can create on it, and it's a wonderful thing to just create whatever you like. And you can be successful with that, and that's great. I like 20 million things. So I would love to know how you use AI to find the trends, what people are watching most, and what will take me the least amount of time to make the right kind of stuff the right way, and get all of those followers, and preferably also use AI to create that stuff, and schedule it, and do all of that. So that's like, are we doing that?
I know, because I have to go up the momentum, right? So, that momentum.
Yeah.
So, we're now in 2026, we're in Austin, right? And you want to make a movie, and you need what? Smartphone? Anything else?
Yeah, but sometimes smartphone.
Laptop, right?
If you're doing like a professional recording, you definitely need like a professional camera.
So wait, we're going back to 1965? Wait, what? What happened?
Wi-Fi.
An idea, right? Some friends to shoot some content with, right? And AI tools for software editing and special effects and writing. It's very different now, right? And what's the outcome of all this?
Yeah, but
right? You now can produce 100 times more content than any other time in history.
Yeah,
And
but
that's the point.
the big problem about making the videos, I have also experience from that, because we are already have really high expectation. Why? Because most of the people like watching NBA, watching like Hollywood movies, and you have like really high expectation. And if you do like a film with mobile phone and with your friends, they will look terrible. 100%.
And you know what? That's why I invested in Snapchat, because Snapchat is all real. There's no editing. It's all real time, right? And that right there drives huge numbers.
That's completely different. But I'm speaking about the film, you know.
But it's the same idea now. Is I can go on Snapchat and I can start producing all this stuff, and I can shoot a little movie. I'm not looking for editing. I'm not looking for special effects, because I have AR effects. I have filters. I can do all these things in Snapchat. And guess what? I can produce it. I'm done in the morning, and now tons of people will watch it. Why? Because Snapchat does something that no other platform does, and that is, if you're consistent, they will bring the audience to you. They will not only bring the audience to you, but because so many people here probably don't post on Snapchat, that audience builds way faster.
Yeah, but I agree. But the audience are
but they're not
younger
for,
than
they're not
20 years for sure.
Hollywood. right? They're not looking for Hollywood effects. People just want the real thing, right?
Can you schedule posts to Snapchat through Buffer?
Yes, you can do that as well. Yeah, because there's a lot of agencies that what they will do is they will go and just shoot a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then they will just upload it, and then it will schedule out the whole thing. So, all right. So now we're getting to the AI part, right? So I'm going to give you 2 prompts, right? And then we're getting into the tools. And this is simple stuff, right? For most people here, I run an e-commerce shop selling pet costumes, generate 10 social media posts. Who's done that already, right? You've gone through, give me some ideas, all right? Make sure to separate the types of posts based on each platform audience, structure each post for maximum engagement. Make sure to also consider the best times of when I should post for each platform based on user traffic, okay? And then I run a marketing agency. I want to create social media posting schedule for the platform, and I want to post at least 12 times on Facebook per week, 20 times for Instagram, and 4 times for YouTube per week. Please create a general standard posting schedule, and make sure to also include times for content generation. So, anybody know this lady? I hope so. Yes, you should know her. You've seen this before.
I've seen other videos that you've shared.
Yeah.
After a long day of work, I'm sure the last thing you want to be doing is figuring out where you're going to post on Facebook and Twitter. So wouldn't it be nice if you can train AI to write in your tone of...
Oops, sorry.
After a long session, and it's actually quite intuitive. You basically tell it, use this tool first, then use this tool, then you...
Oh man, I'm sorry about that.
After a look, add this article in here, and then I'm ready to turn this article into 4 social media posts. Back in Make, I'm going to select this spreadsheet. I'm going to click the blue button here, and then find my spreadsheet in my Google Drive folder. Then I have to select this sheet to use, which this spreadsheet only has 1 sheet, it's just sheet 1. So I'm all good to go there. And lastly, in the limit, I'm going to select 1. Setup. The next step is to have AI read that article. And we're going to use a tool called Perplexity to do that. Perplexity is a competitor to OpenAI and Claude, but what it does better than these 2 other language models is that it can actually access the web and be able to return information about different articles to you in real time. So as you may know, OpenAI and Claude actually have a cutoff date, and it only knows information generally from 6 months ago. So it doesn't have the latest information as of right now. I know that's going to be changing in the next couple months, but as of right now, using Perplexity in Make, you're going to press Add right up here, and then simply put in your API key, and then press Save, and this will work. You can leave the model at Llama 3, and if you want to change to different models, that's fine as well, but find Llama 3 works just fine. And then here, you will just put in what you want Perplexity to do in the content, and then give it a role. The role will always be user. I just leave the tokens and temperature blank for now. So tokens will determine how long the message will be. If you leave it to default, it's just gonna spread as long as it needs to. And then temperature tells it how creative it can be. I think the default settings for this will be fine. Here in the content, I'll just tell it to summarize this article, and then I'm gonna select the newslink 1. The reason I'm selecting newslink in column A is because what this is going to fill out is the link that is already in there. Because I named the first column in the spreadsheet newslink, that is what I want Perplexity to access. I'm going to press OK here, save my work, really important. Make doesn't auto-save, so I've lost a lot of work over the years over that. And then I'm just going to press run once to see if we're getting the results that we want. It's important to continuously test your work so that you can find out the bugs earlier on. All right, so just like that, we have ran this successfully, and then let's just take a look. So from Make, you can see the little pop-up bubbles at the top, and you can press the magnifying glass to dive deeper. And then if I go into the input, what we inputted into Make, I'm gonna expand on messages. So you can see we told it to summarize this article. See how it auto-filled the value that was under column 1, and then it's going to go to the next row the next time we run, and then the next row and the next row, right? So we can see that is working perfectly. And then in the output, I'm going to expand on choices, and then message, and then content, and we can see that yes, it did summarize the article here for us. That's perfect. Step one is working. So we have summarized the article. The next thing that we wanted to do is to write a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X post for us. And the way that we're going to do this is to use a router. And the router will allow us to perform multiple actions at once. So I'm going to create 4 different routers because we want 4 different posts to be created here. And then I'm going to use Claude to write these posts. And the reason that I'm using Claude is because currently I find that Claude is just generating a bit better output than OpenAI is. So I'm going to click on Claude. By the way, you can use OpenAI for this as well. I'll actually show you how to set up OpenAI in the next example so that you can choose which large language model that you want. I'm going to click on create a message. And then if this is your first time setting up Claude, click add, and then just put in your API key right over here. From your Claude account, just go into settings and you'll be able to get your API key. Okay, and under models, I always select Claude 3 Opus, which is the highest model that you can use. Under the row, I'm going to select user, and then under the content, I'm going to expand it. I'm going to put text here. And then this is where I can put in my prompt, okay? I've already pre-written a prompt for this. Act as a social media manager and generate a Facebook post. The post should engage the audience with compelling introduction, provide essential details, and encourage interaction through likes, comments, and shares. End with clear call to action. Include optional hashtags. Here's a summary of the article that I want you to write a Facebook post about. And this is where I actually enter in the result or the output from the previous step. So remember in Make, the previous step was that we went into Perplexity and we generated the summary of the article. Now I can go in there and then I expanded on choices, then I expanded on message, and I clicked on content. And now this part is going to pre-fill with the result from the previous step. Okay, and I'm gonna press OK right here. Okay, so just like that, we have our Facebook post written. Now the next part is we're gonna now set up Instagram. We're gonna follow pretty much the same step, but in this case, I'll use OpenAI to write the Instagram post instead of Claude, just to show you how to do it using both methods. Okay, so I'm gonna press the plus button here. I'm going to search for OpenAI. I'm gonna click on the OpenAI module, and I'm going to go down here and select the second one, which is create a completion. And this is where we can actually use OpenAI off of ChatGPT. And if this is your first time connecting to OpenAI, click add at the top and then put in your API key. Once I select ChatGPT 4, under messages, this is where I can give it my prompt. Now for the role, again, I'm going to select user, and then for the content, I'm going to put in my prompt, and I'm also going to attach the summary of the article that we just wrote. So this is my simple prompt here as a digital marketing specialist. Create an Instagram post about the following artificial intelligence article. Ensure the content is visually appealing and include an inspirational message. Use emojis to enhance engagement. Suggest relevant hashtags. Here's a summary of the article I want you to write, and then now, once I click here, I can see all of the outputs from the previous steps. We're going to go to Perplexity, expand on choices, expand on message, and then click on content, because this is where the API is storing all of the previous outputs that we just have generated from the article, right? Okay, so just like that, we finished our Instagram. And at the bottom, we need to put in a number of tokens. So for this, I'm going to put in, let's say, 2,000 maximum. All right. By the way, currently the maximum you can put in, I think, is 4,096. Yep. Okay. Now that we have our Instagram set up, let's now do the same for X. Okay, so now we're just repeating the process for Twitter or X. So here I've set up and then the text. And then here is where I can read what the AI has written for our Facebook post. And if you don't like what it has written, then modify your prompt until it sounds like you can modify the length. You can tell it to include more emojis. You can tell it to include more hashtags. You can tell it to shorten it. You can give it maximum length. So you can really play around with the prompt until you get it to exactly what you want. And this looks fine to me. Let's take a look at the Instagram one. Under outputs, I'm going to press on choices, and then look inside the message and the message content, and I can see, whoa, this is a bit too long, so I can modify my prompt to actually tell it to shorten it. Let's take a look at the image that DALL-E has generated here. Again, under outputs, I'm going to look at the data, and it's giving me this URL, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is the image that it generated for this article. Not bad. I probably will prompt it to not have words on it, but generally not bad. What you would do during this step is to fix your prompt until you get the output to be exactly what you need it to be, and you can check all of your outputs here. Once you're happy with those prompts, what you would do is to add another module, and this is where you would actually start connecting it to your accounts. So for the first one, I'm going to connect it to Facebook. I'm going to search for Facebook. You can either connect it to your Facebook page or your particular account. I needed to connect it to my Facebook page for engagement for my business. So I'm gonna press Facebook page and then press create a post. From here, I have to create that connection to my account and press save. Facebook is going to pop up the authorization. And once I have authorized my Facebook connection, I can select the specific page that I want it to be posted to. Once I have selected the page, here I can put in the exact message that I want to post, and this would be the output from the previous step. So as you can see all of the results from the previous step now from Entropic or Claude, and then under content, I'm going to select the text that it just generated, and then press OK. Great. And just like that, I'll have my Facebook post posting at 8:23 a.m. every single day. Now I'm going to repeat the process for Instagram. Under the search app, I'm going to look for Instagram for business, and then I'm going to create a photo post. I'm going to have to add an account here, connect it to my account. After I connect it to my account, I need to select the photo URL, which was generated from the previous step. So I'm going to expand on the data of the previous step, and then get that URL of the photo that was just created by DALL-E 3. Next, I need to put in the caption, and the caption was generated 2 steps before, right? And then we're going to expand on choices under the OpenAI module again, expand on message, and then select the content that we have created for the Instagram post, and then press OK. Great. Remember to periodically save your work. Next thing you want to do is look for Twitter or X, and then we're going to select create a post again. Again, connect to your account. And lastly, we just want to connect to LinkedIn. Again, same process, press the add button, and then now look for LinkedIn, select create user text post. Perfect. From here, connect to your LinkedIn account, press save, put in your username and password to authorize this connection, and then you're all good to go. Lastly, you just need to...
So I'm going to stop right there. So this is what I would call a simple automation system that you can set up, right? Like you can go a lot further, and you can go in and have it generate ideas, and then you can have it email you and say, hey, take these posts, and based off of the email response, it can go in and just post only what you say, right? So this is a general layout of how to automate all your social media with AI, because it can go in and whatever you dump into that Excel spreadsheet, it will go in and just post everything to all your platforms automatically, right? And so that can be the case of you put in an article that you wrote yourself, and because of that, you set everything up, and now it posts automatically for you. Now, what would you do with this if you had a team?
I would take a picture of that, and I would put it into AI and tell it to give me a JSON file that I would then just put into Make, and then I would have it, and then I would have it running, except for I don't know why I haven't done that yet.
Right.
And then connect it to everything.
Alright, so did anybody follow what she just said?
No clue.
So basically what she's saying is have AI go in and say hey, what do you need? And that JSON file, it has all these kinds of instructions, right? That it's going to basically execute on its own. And that just automates even more of what's going on there.
Just from the picture.
Just from the picture, right? Because remember, AI can see things now, right? Like AI can hear now, AI can see, AI can do all kinds of stuff, and people tend to forget that part, right? And so because it can see things, it can go in there and look at that and say, hey, how can I improve this automation system for my business? And what else should I include? Because it knows all the modules, it knows all that stuff. In fact, Make also has an AI tool in there that you can talk to and ask questions, right? So because of that, you can do all kinds of crazy things with this. And so the even bigger thing you can do with this is, and this is where people make money, you can sell this template to agencies that need it, right? And it's worth a lot of money, right? If you're 18 years old and you're just starting out, you're like, hey kid, I can sell you this, that'll automate all your stuff for you. And it's not just social media, it can do any kinds of things, right? It has what, over 8,000 applications, I believe, that it can connect to. And there are people out there who sell templates for automations, right? And that's why we hear automation agencies as this key word now, right? Does it replace jobs or does it eliminate positions? Absolutely, you know? But that's what AI does, you know? But I wanted to show you this because this is a very simple automated system for AI. And if you go in, you can do all kinds of crazy things with it. Any comments?
This was just with using Sheets.
This is just using Sheets, right?
Yeah,
So if you're trying to do something else,
yeah.
If you're trying to do videos, it has modules now for VO, it has modules now for Runway, it has modules now for all those other ones. And so that's why for the next one right here, ChatGPT now processes 2.5 billion prompts daily, okay? And that's a huge jump from a couple months ago. The stat, I think, just came out like today or yesterday. So that tells you things are changing very rapidly. So if you're looking for AI tools for content creators, CapCut is probably your best one, right? Video, Runway ML. Does anybody know that Video now has a filmmaker fund? I think it's priced at like $5 million right now. So if you're making movies with AI, you can apply to their grant program, and then they will probably give you some money to go make an AI movie. Microsoft Creator Studio, that's another one. Smartshorts.co. This is a viral TikTok video creator, right? So you type in your prompt, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to work on, and it will go in and generate all your TikTok videos for you, right? Opus Clip, that's another popular one. That's really good for AI generated content. But we're getting to a point where you have a lot of video creators on YouTube, TikTok, all these things, where most of the content is just all AI. How many of y'all seen the videos where people are sleeping on a bed made of bread, right? How many times have you seen people who are cooking leather, right? It's all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is why there's so many data centers being built in Texas. So for those who pay attention to IT stuff, how many data centers do we currently have in Texas right now? We have 300, right? And we're expected to bring on another 30, 40 within the next 2 or 3 years, right? Each one consumes massive amounts of power, water, all kinds of stuff, right? So that just tells you the immense resources that are going on. Who knows about the big OpenAI deal with Oracle, right? That was $30 billion for 5 years, right? So it's ramping up because it's not going away.
What was the software that you were using earlier, or the program?
Oh, that was Make.com.
Make.com.
If you've never used Make, do not think you can walk into Make and just start building stuff. You need to go through the academy, okay? It's a free program. Just sign up for it. Every section that you take is going to take you a couple of hours to go through. But if you can get your badges and certs for that, it can make you a lot of money, right? But again, there's competitors to that, which is Zapier, N8N, and then now we have Operators, which is inside the Pro model for OpenAI. Operators does the same thing that Make sort of does, except it's just bigger. It's more robust, except it costs $200 a month. Yes?
I didn't really catch in that video before, but is there any of these tools that will analyze your previous posts to find the best performing, and so it'll improve over time and try to narrow into what your audience is at?
Yes, it'll do that. So you can go in and you can even do that for your competitors, right? Because of that, you can go in and be like, hey, every time my competitors post on these accounts, you can select all that stuff, generate me another post that's similar to that creates higher engagement, right? And it can do all that for you. And if you set up the modules correctly, you can have it run either at 9 a.m. every day, or you can just have it checked whenever they post, right? And that's another tool called Browse AI. In my opinion, Browse AI is probably a super powerful platform because what it does is it scrapes and monitors the web for you. And why is that important? Anybody have an idea? If you sell an e-commerce product, Browse AI allows you to monitor all your competitors' pricing and tells you when any of their prices change and gives you a notification saying, hey, you need to price it here because this is what they just did, right? And if you don't have the ability to do that, you can have AI go in and adjust prices for you dynamically. So.
Is it able to check comments on social media as well?
Yes. So now we have in Make, there is a module that allows you to go in and watch comments and reply for you. So.
And can you actually get the sentiment of comments in Make?
In Make, yes. Okay. It takes a bit of tweaking, but yes, you can do that. Yes. And it's trained based off of like all the content that you've written before as well.
Yeah, because I got like literally on one of the posts 5,000 comments, and it would be helpful to see like what are the major themes.
Yeah, and they do that now, right? So we have AI tools that can go and monitor YouTube comments, Telegram comments, Twitter comments, all that stuff. So. I will let you know, in case you're thinking about doing Make, it does get expensive, because its pricing model is per operation, whereas N8N only charges you per workflow, right? So just keep that in mind.
I have a question. So for N8N, I self-host to avoid that, which I don't, like, it's legal, but,
Sure.
you know. So on N8N, there's like pre-templates that you can use.
Yep.
Does Make also have
Yes.
that?
In fact, they have over 1,000 templates.
Will it understand, like, if I look at a Make template and try to, you know, have AI make that for me for N8N, it'll like transfer easily and understand?
Right, yeah. So you can go into Make and be like, hey, I saw this template right here, because what I like about Make is it shows you what modules they use, and then you can go into AI and be like, I need you to find the similar ones for N8N. Yeah, and you can do that. So, with that said, we have book recommendations. So this book just came out, the TikTok Manifesto. So it talks about the algorithm system and really how it works and what it's doing. If you've never read this book, I hope you've seen this book, The Future of No Work. If you were around during South by, you should know this book very well. Yes. Okay. All right. And then The Sweaty Startup. This one just also came out. This one right here. This one's pretty good. The Last Human Job. So if you really want to dive into what's going on and you want to protect yourself, do social media. So, and then this little book. Everybody should know this book, The Art of Small Business Social Media Management. This is a really good book. It's a lot of fun to read, and you do learn some really good tips about what this is all about. And then there's Click, what makes people want to connect with you. And then the last one, you should know this one too, Main Street Millionaire by Cody Sanchez. So this one kind of just came out as well. So, yeah, so if you have any more questions, you can book a 15-minute call with me. I'll leave that up for 1 minute, but we do have to be out in like 2 minutes. No pressure.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I also have, if you park in the garage, get a discount rate. And then also, if you want to connect with me, that's how you do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should put a photo on your LinkedIn. I tagged the wrong person now. Because there's a lot of Chris Lopez. I just tagged the random person. Yeah. He did his challenge. He didn't have a lot of time to look. It's like, what?
Oh, that's right.
We're just making it for ourselves. That was like one
You're gonna get that?
I'll wait till he comes out. I know he's.
Can I check? I don't have my products like fully developed yet. I'm just trying to keep following in order to have an audience to promote to. So it's kind of funky, like what my CTA is right now.
It's funny, I was looking for that old book that I got at this one that I got South by. And I haven't been able to find it. Like, I can't remember if I gave it to my sister or not, but because they were just handing them out outside of it.
They're like candy.
Yeah, crazy.
Thank you. Yep.
Right.
Like I said, August 1st, I'm experimenting.
Trying to save money.
Email me or check out my website.
By the way, it's
It's great.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Oh, man, you're the best. Join me. Yeah. Just like, you know, I still have that old head, you know? Yeah. To wrap my head around this stuff is like, it takes a while to sink in, you know?
Wait till you see next month's for AI. I was telling some people right now that that's the one everybody signed up for.
Or when it's coming?
For next month.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the AI one.
I use DeepSeek and I put some of my stuff in there and it's been going ages. Now I mean, just short content. But I'm just getting such feedback. It's like, wow. I mean, like, to get used to this stuff, you wonder if like everything's not legit. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
It's done so fast that all this
So I think somebody can walk me through it slowly until I get, because it's like a lot warmer. Yeah, you know.